Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Evin Incir, member of the European Parliament, and it is an honor to address you today on behalf of the parliamentary delegation which are with me here in front. We are 7 members of the European Parliament representing a large political spectrum and coming from 7 different countries of the European Union. We all are very honored to have been present during these crucial days of Nigeria, an important EU ally and a major player on the world stage. This is the 7th time that an EU election observation mission has been deployed to your country here in Nigeria. Our presence, both in the past and now, demonstrates the significance which the European Union attaches to Nigeria, its people, and of course its democratic institutions. The European Parliament, directly elected by around 450 million European citizens, also observed these elections as a part of the European Election Observation Mission. In fact, this is the 5th time that the delegation of our European Parliament has been part of the EU mission. First and foremost, I want to express our full endorsement of the findings presented today by my colleague, the Chief Observer, Mr. Barry Andrews. I thank him for his work and cooperation. I would also like to express my thanks to the Nigerian authorities for the invitation to observe the elections and support provided to us to conduct our mission. In the past days, we have met with the Foreign Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Chair of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the INEC, the President and judges of the Court of Appeal, religious leaders, civil society organizations, and media representatives. We would like to express our gratitude to them for having made time for us. These are the first elections which have been organized under the 2022 Electoral Act. This includes the increased use of technology, and most of our interlocutors prior to the election day welcomed as facilitating the reinforcement of the electoral process. During our meetings, our impression was that in the run-up to the elections, the stated ambition of the Independent Electoral Commission of Nigeria was to improve the electoral process. In addition, we were pleased to learn that in view of these general elections, the number of registered voters had risen by almost 10 million people to a total number of 93.4 million. We were also pleased that almost 40% of the registered voters were people between the ages of 18 and 34 years old, young people, both the present and the future of this country. Nevertheless, these elections faced numerous challenges. During our exchanges, we were made aware of violence, including against INEC, the media, and candidates, which marred the electoral campaign. This atmosphere of insecurity was compounded by cash and fuel shortages. We also heard of vote buying incidents which were said to have had negative impact on the elections. Women need to have an equal say on the future of this country and the direction it will take in the years to come. We are therefore concerned that less than 10% of candidates were women. The next government and parliament should heed the manifestos of the main political parties of Nigeria, which call for affirmative actions such as quota. One European Parliament team observed in the center of Abuja, another in the wider Federal Capital Territory and in particularly Kuje, and the third team in the west of Niger state, including in Minna. The atmosphere on election day was relatively peaceful, but at the same time tense, largely due to organizational challenges, which among others caused significant delay in many of the polling units which we visited. Moreover, on the basis of our observation, promises of facilitating the voting of people with disabilities were not fulfilled. Better preparation of the election day and a longer voting period, but also more systematic and comprehensive training and information, both of polling officers and voters, as well as simpler and clearer rules on the procedures to follow, could have contributed to reducing much of the problems and resulting tensions. This being said, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to the polling unit staff Many of them were young people. With goodwill, they did their best to ensure that the election day proceedings ran as smoothly as possible under the circumstances. Above all, I would like to express our admiration for the civic spirit and the enthusiasm shown by the people of Nigeria, who went to vote, as well as their commitment to democracy. I would also like to commend the positive role which security forces played in the polling units which we visited. However, we cannot ignore the substantial number of citizens who did not cast their votes. Nor can we ignore the fact that in some cases during our observation, more transparency was necessary during the counting of the votes. To avoid repeating the statement of our chief observer, I would like to focus on the follow-up to the elections and send a message to the leaders and people of Nigeria. I encourage you to continue demonstrating to the world Nigeria's commitment to a peaceful outcome of the elections and to national unity. We, the 7 members of the European Parliament, condemn those who have incited, supported, or condoned violence in the past weeks. Any disputes regarding the electoral process should be addressed peacefully according to the established legal procedures. The people of Nigeria must be reassured that their trust and hope in these elections and the democratic process as a whole shall be respected. Finally, I would like to reaffirm that EU, as a key partner of this country, will continue supporting Nigeria and its people. The European Parliament, in particularly, is committed to enhancing its cooperation with the next government and Parliament in the months and years to come. We believe that this cooperation should and must include accompanying the process of implementation of the EU mission recommendation, as well as the process of adoption and enactment of the necessary reforms. Thank you for your attention.